Welcome to this Blackpool Music School video all about the bass guitar. In this video I'm going to teach you a jazz walking bass line to the song Wagon Wheel by the Old Crow Medicine Show. I am using an acoustic bass with frets. Fretless is fine, electric is fine, double, upright. As long as you are tuned E, A, D, G, that's all we need. So let's get started. I will post the chords we are using down below on the screen at some point during this video, and remember it's 4 plucks per letter. We are playing in quarter notes, 4 plucks per letter. So let's get started. For this video you'll need to see the previous one that premiered yesterday. That covered the basics of the root and the fifth, but I will do a sort of counter in this video and show you where it goes. To find the root in the fifth is quite easy on a bass guitar, as long as you've got a string to drop down to and one to move up to, that's fine. So we'll take the C chord. The C note is at the 3rd fret of the A string. The fifth can be found 1 string above, heading towards your chin, or you can go 2 frets down towards your plucking hand and 1 string down. So you've got root, fifth, or root, fifth. I will mainly be using root, fifth. The root, 2 frets down, 1 string down. Okay, root, fifth, root, fifth. So now we'll continue with the lesson. So the first chord is a G chord. The G root note we'll be using is the 5th fret of the D string. So it's 2 down, 1 string down. Root, fifth, root. So we're playing 4 beats of the bar, but we're moving to the other chord by playing a note just to the side of it. So it's root. So the first bar will be 1, 2, 3. We're going to the 4th fret of the A string, then into the D chord. Okay, so for this, if you want to mark it down, the root notes will be on the 5th fret of the D string, the 5th fret of the A string, the 7th fret of the A string, and the 3rd fret of the A string. They're the root notes we'll need. 5th D, 5th A, 7th A, 3rd A. They're the ones you need. So back to the G chord, the 5th fret of the D string. Root, 5th, root. 1, 2, 3. Now because the next note we need is the 5th fret of the A string, we go to the 4th fret on the last beat of the previous bar, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Or root, 5th, root, move, root, 5th, root. Now to move to the E minor, we are playing the 6th fret of the A string. Then the E minor is found there at the 7th. Now because this is a minor, we do something slightly different. It's 2 frets that way towards the headstock, 1 string down, to bring out the minorness of that chord. So that whole sequence will be root, 5th, root, move, root, 5th, root, move, root, 5th, root, move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'll play it through so you can hear how it sounds. Root, 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 root. So again, this is what we'll go for that again one more time. So it's root, 5th, root of the G chord at the 5th fret of the D string. Root, 5th, root. When I say 5th, I don't mean the fret position, I mean the note in the scale. Move, so because we're going to the 5th fret of the A string, we go to the 4th fret for the last beat of the previous bar. Root, 5th, root, 4. Or move, root, 5th, root. Because we're going to the 7th fret, we play the 6th fret of the A string. And when we go to the C chord, we play the 2nd fret of the A string, then into the C chord. So I'll play the whole sequence through now and then we'll have a go together. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you can hear, it sounds a little bit more melodic than a normal bass line. This is like a jazz walking bass line. There's a lot more to it than that, but that's roughly what we're doing. So to break this down a little bit more, you've got root, fifth. So whatever note you're moving to, that's the root. You play 1 fret towards the headstock before it. So that first pattern will be root, fifth, root, the 4th fret of the A string because we're needing the 5th of the root of the next chord, root, 5th, root, and because we need the 7th of the A string with the 6th is played on the last beat of that bar, then the root, minor 3rd, root, then because we need a C chord which is at the 3rd we go to the 2nd, for the last beat of that bar then root. Now because you don't play the same note twice in this, when you're playing the C chord the second time round, you can go to the 3rd fret of the D string. So this looks like this now. And just repeat. Now you may notice you can go 2 frets either side of the note you're jumping to. It really doesn't make any difference. This is all personal taste. You will find certain notes more melodic to your ears than mine. Always think of this, you can never hear with somebody else's ears, you can never see with somebody else's eyes, or taste with somebody else's taste. It's all personal to you. So basically here, excuse the pun, we are pretty much using root 5th, but the root you're moving to on the last beat of the previous bar, you go to that note before jumping, so it's on the 4th beat of the previous bar. Now I'm going to break this down into 2 sequences now. The first one, now on that C at the end, when you've done G, D, E minor C, you do root, 5th, root, then drop down to the 3rd fret of the D string, and that's your last beat before you go back into the sequence. So that's the first time round. The second time round, it's G, D, C, C. There's no E minor. So with this we can add a little bit more movement again. G to D. Now when we go to C, we can go on the 4th fret, then the root, 5th, root. But because we're repeating C again, we can go up to the 2nd fret, then for the 2nd bar go in. So it sounds like this. Now you may notice I did an 8th note run there, like that. So that's the way you can play it in a jazz style. I will be posting a longer lesson on this at some point, jazz bass lines, but that's the basics, excuse the pun again. Basically, again, I must think of a different word. Anyway, so that's the plan. So whenever you're moving to a chord, the note either side of that, so if it's the 5th, you've got the 6th and the 7th, you play that on the last beat of the previous bar. Now there is one last thing I need to teach you before we go, and it's this. When you are starting the sequence again, you need to give a musical cue to the band. So I'll play it through once, and when we come to the very last bar, I do something slightly different. So it would be G, D, E minor, C, G, D, C, So that last C, we play root, fifth, root, then we do the third and the fourth of the D string in A, so it'd be like this, 1, 2, 3. And it's just a little cue that you start in the sequence again. People in the audience pick up on this, and it does help you convey the song to people. So the last beat of the last 4 of the C chord, you play root, fifth, root. On that last beat, the fourth beat, it's 4 and on the third and fourth fret of the D string. So to run through that last 4 bars again, it's G, D, C, last bar, root, fifth, root, 3, 4, and that's all you do. And it just gives it a little turnaround for the band to know we're starting again, and for the listener to know you're starting again. People, even if they don't think they're very musical, do pick up on these type of things. So I hope you found this lesson useful. If you have, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Blackpool Music School for more videos. The more thumbs up we get, the more subscribers we get, the more videos we will post. So until next time, take care, keep practicing, keep playing, and as always, goodbye.